Jindal Global Law School of O.P. Jindal Global University was founded in 2009 as the first school of JGU. The vision was to establish a world-class law school in India to fulfill the need for providing legal education that is comparable to the best institutions in the world. It was a visionary idea, it was a transformative journey in the world. It was a visionary idea, it was a transformative journey. In 2009, Jindal Global Law School began its first academic session with 112 students and 21 faculty members. Today, the law school has over 325 faculty members and 3,000 students who are pursuing an interdisciplinary education with over 200 elective courses being offered in the spring of 2020, out of which 105 are interdisciplinary in nature. Living up to being India's first global law school, JGLS imparts a rigorous and holistic education with a view to producing world-class lawyers, judges, scholars, leaders, public servants and entrepreneurs, and people who can achieve excellence in all walks of life. Jindal Global Law School provides a rich curriculum, opportunities for research and international collaborations with universities across the world, all with a global perspective through a faculty drawn from and educated throughout the world. Out of the 328 faculty members, 270 faculty members come with international qualifications, including 39 international faculty representing 21 countries. In the past 10 years, our faculty members have to their credit 827 publications that include peer-reviewed journal articles, books, chapters, and op-eds. JGLS offers unique courses that are meant to inspire young minds to pursue the cause of law and justice. There are 5 unique features in the courses taught at JGLS. First, the courses provide the jurisprudential foundations of law with a focus on case study method. Second, JGLS offers interdisciplinary courses in the study of law with strong emphasis on humanities and social sciences. Third is a substantive commitment to promote the study of international law and comparative law while studying domestic law courses. Fourth, there is an institutional policy that promotes clinical legal education courses for experiential learning. And fifth, the coursework assignments that are given to students in many courses expect research papers. JGU has MOUs with prominent universities to provide semester exchanges, study abroad programs, and dual degrees, paving way for extraordinary opportunities for the students. The growth trajectory of student opportunities at JGLS has been phenomenal. In 2012, 2 students were a part of the student mobility effort. Today, the semester exchange, short-term study abroad, LLM pathway and JD dual degree programs of JGLS has reached 194 students in 2019. Apart from student exchange programs, JGLS has collaborated with leading universities across the world on faculty exchange programs, joint research, joint conferences, and joint legal clinics. JGLS has 215 collaborations with top universities and law schools in more than 50 countries. Universities such as Oxford, Harvard, Indiana, Cornell, Columbia, Stanford, Sydney, Queen Mary London, and many other reputed universities have partnered with JGLS, truly making JGLS India's first and best global law school. Our students are active in national and international mooting and debating competitions, winning accolades at many prestigious mooting events. Between 2011 and 2020, the students have won 16 moot competitions in India and abroad, been finalists in 7 with 17 individual awards under various categories. Over the years, our alumni has been placed in reputed law firms, corporates, not-for-profit organizations, think tanks, government organizations, judiciary and litigation chambers. In 2019, 48% of our students were recruited by legal firms, 16% by litigation chambers, 6% were placed in various corporates, 8% chose to go for higher education, 6% were employed in research, academia and NGOs, 2% in business and entrepreneurship, and 14% of the students took employment in government judiciary and others. As part of their experiential learning, students undertake legal clinical courses at JGLS. Since 2009, 57 clinical courses have been offered, with 21 courses in rural governance, justice and citizen participation, 12 courses in human rights, 10 in gender and sexuality, 4 in public health, 3 each in hate crimes and socio-economic rights, 1 course each in national human rights clinics, rural governance clinic, IP law, democracy and citizens' participation. JGLS has emerged as India's truly global law school, where institutional vision meets with individual aspiration to achieve transformation.
Raj, it's all congratulations to you, the entire team at OP Jindal Global University, because really, I mean, one can make the building or have a plan to build a world-class university, but it's really all of you who have worked day and night with so much of passion and so much of interest and so much of commitment to the cause, which has made it possible for Jindal University to achieve all this in such a short span of time. I'm sure my father would be really proud and be smiling that, you know, the university is doing so well and our students are doing so well. I'm glad that we have taken these rankings very seriously. I really believe that India must have world-class institutions. You know, we have world-class students, world-class talent, and our students deserve the best. So I'm glad that Jindal University is playing this role under your dynamic leadership, and you know, you have such a wonderful professors. So I'd like to congratulate our Vice Chancellor, all the professors, all the teachers and the faculty and the staff of OP Jindal Global University for putting in their best, for giving it their best, and obviously all our wonderful students, their parents, because who have trusted us.
Hello everyone. Today we have Mr. Anand Prakash Mishra, Director of Law Admissions, OP Jindal Global University, Associate Dean and Associate Professor of Legal Practice, Jindal Global Law School. Hello sir and welcome. So Mr. Anand sir is going to take you all through the admission process at Jindal Global Law School. So I think sir you can begin.
Very good evening, everyone. So it's my pleasure interacting with all of you on this platform. And thank you, collegedunia.com, for organizing this. I must say, today I'm extremely delighted that law as a career and law schools as places of higher education, as institutions of higher education, have come to the center stage in our country. I joined my legal studies way back in the year 2000, when many of our audience were not even born. I went to Campus Law Center in the Faculty of Law, Delhi University, to pursue my LLB. And in the year 2000, when I joined my LLB, and when you people would be joining in 2020, I must say it's a massive transformation in the entire legal field, not just legal education, but even entire legal industry, the profession, the practice, the corporate legal practice, and the opportunities for lawyers have actually diversified and increased manifold. So it's a great time to study law. And I mean, in a way, after your class 12, if you look at all the undergraduate programs offered in the country, in the higher education system, in all our universities, I must tell you that the 5-year law program or the legal studies, the integrated law program after school, after class 12, could possibly be the most rigorous, most diverse, and also a program which transforms you in a more competent professional than many other education options. Today, more than ever, law has emerged as a multi-dimensional career. It is no more in our times. When you studied law, that means you are going to the courtroom for practice. And even in legal practice, the options were limited. We are going to become a civil lawyer or a criminal lawyer. And maybe a bit of taxation and labor law were there in practice. But that's it. I mean, it was very limited scope, even in the courtroom. And then there are, of course, options of judiciary and academia, the traditional options. Today, when I see as, law as a profession, law as a career, it's a completely different level. And when you graduate in, say, 2025 or 2023, if you pursue a 3-year LLB, the scenario is absolutely different. The newer areas of laws have emerged. In a way, law has become a necessity for corporations and companies and firms and almost every organization, be it for-profit companies or be it not-for-profit, organizations like NGOs or international NGOs or governmental or non-governmental organizations, or even an institution like a university or a college or a school. Lawyers are needed by everybody. So I must tell all of you who are attending this session that it's a great decision to study law. And I'm not saying this because I studied law. I'm saying this because there are very, very limited higher education opportunities which are as good as the study of law after your school or after your college. So in this talk, I will keep it brief. For the first, say, 10-15 minutes, I will like to talk about the law school. You already watched a video and you have got an idea about Jindal Global Law School. I will add some more points about how the law school came into existence and how it is placed today. And then I will certainly like to take all the questions which are coming up in the Q&A. I'm happy to inform you, my colleague, Mr. Deepu Krishna, who is the Deputy Director of Law Admissions at Jindal Global Law School, is also connected, and he will be answering your questions. But I will be very happy taking up as many questions possible, and rather I will prefer to make it a more interactive session by taking up students' questions. So, as you all who are part of this audience, you have expressed your interest in studying law, I should tell you that Jindal Global Law School was started in the year 2009 as a small law school. There were some 100 students and 10 faculty members. And there are only 2 programs, a 5-year BA LLB honors program and a 3-year LLB program after undergraduate degree. These 100 students were recruited out of some 500 applications which we received. And the journey started with those 10 faculty and 100 students on an 80-acre campus in a bit, I should say, rural Haryana, which is part of Sonipat district, but very close to Delhi. And nobody in those times imagined that Jindal Global Law School will travel so far in, say, less than 10-11 years. So in 2020, we are in our 11th year of existence, and I'm very happy to share with you, for the first time in legal education in our country, 2 Indian law schools have been ranked by QS in the top 200 law schools in the world. So QS is a ranking organization based in London and having offices world over. And QS World University rankings are considered to be the gold standards in university rankings worldwide. It's the most prestigious rankings. They do subject rankings since 2012, when they rank law schools globally. For last 8 years, from 2012 till 2019, in 8 rankings, not a single Indian law school could make it to top 100 or top 200 or even top 300 law schools in the world. So whatever our ranking system in India does, the India Today magazine or other news magazine which offer rankings, or many newspapers do that or websites do that. The reality was, globally, in legal education, none of the Indian law school found a place in top 300 law colleges of the world. And you must be aware the top 5 globally are none but the Harvard Law School, the Cambridge and Oxford Law School in the UK, and Yale and Stanford in the US. So Harvard, Yale, Stanford from the US, and Cambridge and Oxford from the UK are like the top 5. The only law school from Asia which ranks in top 20 or sometimes in top 10 was National University of Singapore. So this year, in 2020, 2 Indian law schools, Jindal Global Law School was placed in top 101 to 150 law schools in the world, and National Law School of India University, Bangalore, was placed in top 151 to 200 ranked law school in the world. So we are in top 150 law schools. And if you look at what we have achieved in these 11 years, we are on par with some leading law schools in Asia and around the world. It's like universities like Cardiff University in the UK, or say NTU in Singapore, or Singapore Management University, SMU, which is considered to be very prestigious university. So NTU and SMU in Singapore, they are ranked in the same league as us. So Jindal Global Law School, the vision with which it was established to compete globally, to be a part of the global list of law schools, has been partly achieved. And today we are the largest law faculty of India. We have 325 faculty members. Typically in a law school, generally 30 to 40 or 50 faculty members teach. We could be possibly the largest law faculty in whole of Asia. And if you look at our faculty members, where they come from, you will find we have more than 24 faculty members who have studied in Oxford University in their master's or PhD. There are 12 people from Harvard University and Harvard Law School. There are another couple of them from Stanford Law School and Stanford University. There are people from Yale. There are at least 15, 20 people from Cambridge. There are people from London School of Economics, King's College London, University College London. If you look at the top 50 law schools in the world, we have alumni who are like masters and PhD alumni of at least 40 top law schools out of top 50. And it has been a remarkable journey. And I am here to welcome all the young students who are exploring to study law. So I will tell you a bit about the programs now. For undergraduate students, those who have passed class 12th and looking to study law, we have 5-year BA LLB and BBA LLB program, which are integrated law program. The admission process for that program is almost over because we admit through LSAT exam, and LSAT India exam was conducted online for the first time in a remote proctored format. And from 19th of July to 26th of July, spread over 1 week, we conducted all the tests. very successfully, flawlessly. And over 6,000 students who wrote the exam, they are waiting for their results. So 5-year law program admission will be based on LSAT India cutoff, which is actually decided by the admissions committee of the law school. And we are expecting LSAT India results in the coming week. LSAT India people have already notified it, the Law School Admission Council, on 14 of August, but we are expecting maybe a day early or so, but I'm sure before 14, the results will be available. And we will be able to admit all our students in BA LLB Honors and BBA LLB Honors program. The second undergraduate program where admissions are open is our BA Legal Studies Honors program. We are the only law school in the country which has offered this program, a 3-year BA honors degree after class 12. It's not a law degree. It's not an LLB. It's a BA honors degree in legal studies. After 3 years, you can certainly choose the 3-year LLB program, and making it a 3+3, you can become a qualified lawyer. It takes 1 more year than a 5-year law program, but there are unique advantages of BA Legal Studies program. And the most important advantage is you get your first degree in 3 years. So unlike a 5-year law program, where once you enroll, you are eligible to get your first degree only after 5 years. And even if you have to leave the program after 4 years, you would be getting nothing. So in 3+3 format, you get a BA honors degree in legal studies after 3 years. You will be absolutely free to pursue law or even to pursue other areas of studies like a management degree, an MBA, or a degree in international relations or public policy or any area of social sciences. You may study political science, sociology, philosophy, any other area. And at the same time, you are eligible to study LLB at Jindal Global Law School, and even you can explore LLB degree program at other universities like Delhi University, where I studied. So you have tremendous opportunities, and you will be getting 2 honors degrees, one in law after if you pursue 3+3, and one, of course, in legal studies after the first 3 years. So I will encourage those students who have missed their LSAT India exam, who have not written LSAT, and who are, of course, not eligible for admission in our 5-year law program, to think about 3-year BA Legal Studies degree program. And trust me, the experience of 3+3 could be even richer, and in many ways, it would be even more profound learning experience if you choose this path. At our university, we have a very rich foreign language center where you can study foreign languages for free. University doesn't charge any fee for anything on campus, which is available to students. So once you are in, you are eligible for all those things. So we have a rich center of Mandarin Chinese, where we have native speakers from China who teach that course. We have foreign languages in French and Spanish, and even Arabic and Hebrew, and the students choose and study that. Imagine if you choose to do a 3+3, you can become a master in Mandarin Chinese along with studying law, or you can be a master in French or German or Spanish along with studying law. And that goes a long way in today's globalized world. If you are proficient in a foreign language, and if your company is having an interest or a business in, say, France, and you know French very well, you can actually engage with all the French lawyers and counsels and the law firms in a much better way than any other lawyer, because you know their language. And even it is helpful if you want to pursue master's degree or higher education abroad after your first degree in law at Jindal. So these are the two undergraduate programs, 5-year BA, BBA, LLB program and 3-year BA Legal Studies program. Then we have a wonderful 3-year LLB program, which is offered after your undergraduate degree. So those who have completed a BA or BSc or BCom or BBA or BTech or even MBBS or BDS, all those bachelor degree qualification of 3-year, 4-year, 5-year program after class 12, they are eligible to study law in a 3-year LLB program. So some universities, some prominent one like Delhi University even today, doesn't offer a 5-year law degree. It offers only 3-year LLB program. Jindal as a law school offers both 5-year law program as well as a 3-year LLB program. So the option to join 3-year LLB is open. We admit through LSAT India exam, of course, but we also have a JSAT law exam. And JSAT actually stands for Jindal Scholastic Aptitude Test in law. And JSAT law is an exam conducted by an education company called Pearson VUE. And Pearson conducts it for us. It's a rolling basis exam it happens every day. And it's open till 25th of August. All our programs except 5-year law, be it 3-year BA Legal Studies, 3-year LLB, or 1-year LLM program, admission is given on the basis of JSAT law. And you can register for JSAT law today. You can write the exam after 24 hours, and the result is available in another 24 hours. So generally, in 48 hours or maybe 72 hours, you not just write the exam, but you get your result, and even you can get your admission offer if you qualify the cutoff. And JSAT law is also a test of reasoning, analytical reasoning, logical reasoning, and reading comprehension, like our LSAT India exam. So all the students who have missed LSAT India test, I will encourage them to consider the JSAT law exam if they are thinking about studying at Jindal. Now, the last program which we offer is the 1-year LLM program, which is an advanced degree, a postgraduate degree in law, for which you need to be a lawyer, you need to have qualified LLB, a 5-year or 3-year LLB from any recognized university. And again, we admit students in that program through JSAT law. We also accept LSAT India exam, but LSAT is already over. So LLM admissions are done on the basis of JSAT law. You can register, apply, and be eligible for the LLM program. I must tell you that we were the first law school in the country to start 1-year LLM program. Traditionally, LLM was always a 2-year degree program. When I did my LLM, I remember even today in Delhi University, LLM is either a 2-year or a 3-year LLM program. So we were the first law school who followed the UGC guidelines on introduction of 1-year LLM in the year 2013, when it is actually in January 13, 1-year LLM was started. And LLM is the only master's degree as of now in our country which can be completed in 1-year time. All other master's degree, be it an MA or MCom or MSc or MTech or MD, any master's degree or MPharma, all are of minimum 2 years time. But why LLM is a 1-year program? Because internationally it's a 1-year program. And in India, our students spend already 5 years of time for the undergraduate degree, or 3 + 3, that means 6 years of time in getting the LLB degree. So I will encourage the law graduates who are attending or a part of this session, because I could see one of the question asked by a student, what is the admission process for the LLM program? The rule is you have to go and write the JSAT law test and submit an online application. Our admissions are open till 25th August for all the law programs. And we are very happy to invite students to join our law school. We are starting classes on 1st of September, and we are fully prepared to beat this COVID situation in some way. When most of the law schools and universities and even educational institutions are in a fix about what to do and what not, and many entrance exams have not happened. Many, entrance exams, the organizers are not able to conduct. We have successfully conducted our entrance test, and also we are conducting our entrance test on a daily basis in form of JSAT Law, which is a remote proctored test. And trust me, you cannot cheat in this exam, because we don't ask questions of GK and current affairs. We don't ask objective questions. It's a test of logical reasoning, analytical reasoning, and reading comprehension, where you have to read long passages, comprehend and answer questions. And also, all our test exams are artificial intelligence enabled and remotely proctored. So your camera is capturing your activities. It's even capturing the movement of your eyelids. It's capturing, if you are speaking something, your voice, the movement of your lips, your eyes, if it is deviating from the computer, and if you want to have a look at a book or try to find something. So cheating is ruled out in remote proctor test, because our software, and if anybody tries to do that, there is a 100% certainty of getting caught when the videos are analyzed and a forensic test is done before declaration of result. So there are a lot of concerns about online testing. So I'm telling all this to law aspirants. So I will like to tell a little bit about how the experience of studying at Jindal Global Law School is substantially different from the experience students will have in any other law school. One main difference I find is Jindal Global Law School is not a law university or a law school standalone. JGLS is a part of OP Jindal Global University. We have a strong schools of international relations, which we call Jindal School of International Affairs. We have a School of Public Policy. We have a School of Liberal Arts and Humanities. We have a School of Journalism and Communication. We have a Jindal Global Business School, which offers management programs at undergrad and postgrad level. We have even a school in art and architecture, and recently we have started a school in environment and ecology. And in a way, Jindal Global University is a comprehensive social sciences and humanities university. So when you join Jindal Global Law School, you join the university. And it's not just the law courses, but you are eligible to study courses and cross-register in other programs. So there is a lot of focus on multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary education. You do not just study law like a law university or a law school, but you have opportunity to take up elective courses, and you will be surprised, as a law school we offer largest number of elective courses offered by any law school in India. In any particular semester, more than 90 courses are offered in elective. And you can choose your courses, you can build your specialization, you can nurture your interest, and you can qualify as a lawyer in your chosen area. Whatever, suppose you are very much keen about corporate law, you will be getting a lot of courses in corporate law, intellectual property, commercial law, arbitration, trade law, which you can choose during your LLB program or BA/BB LLB program. And these all help us becoming a better, a superior lawyer. So now I will like to take up questions. I can see there are a lot of questions asked in the question and answer section, but I will like to, invite even our anchor from College Dunia and select some questions which I will be very happy to answer.
Thank you so much, sir. That was really helpful, and I'm sure most of the queries are already answered. But one of the major, I'll ask you a few major queries that students have before joining any law school. Firstly, is what is the basic difference between BA LLB and BBA LLB?
Oh, absolutely. So we also offer BLLB honors and BBLLB honors program. And trust me, the both the programs are absolutely identical. There is no difference as such because they are not a BA honors or a BBA honors program. Both the programs are LLB degree programs. You get a law degree. All the law courses are same. Whatever you study law courses, they're all Bar Council of India mandated courses. So law courses are same. You study the same courses in BA-LLB or BB-LLB. The difference is in the first 2 years, where in BA-LLB honors you study courses in social sciences and humanities like political science, history, sociology, philosophy, psychology, or even English or economics, the social science courses. In BBA LLB, you study courses in commerce and management. So you may study courses in, say, accounting, business organization, business management, marketing, finance, human resource management, organizational behavior, all those management and commerce related courses in the first 2 years. But both the programs are absolutely equal. There is no advantage or disadvantage of pursuing one or other. There is no preference given by recruiters or employers. If you are a BA-LLB or BB-LLB honors student, you should be good enough. You should be capable to inspire the recruiter by your knowledge and your expertise and skills. You won't be given any extra mark if you have done either a BA-LLB or BB-LLB. Also, I would like to add, many leading law schools in the country offer only BA-LLB honors. For example, National Law School in Bangalore, Nalsar in Hyderabad, the NLU in Delhi, the NLIU in Bhopal. They all offer only BA-LLB program, the 5-year integrated program. There is no BBA-LLB or BCom-LLB. But the graduates from those schools also went on to become very successful corporate lawyers. So one of the misconceptions, one of the doubts, or I should say, in a way, a rumor is if you do BBA-LLB, you are more suited for corporate legal jobs, or more suited for law firms. That is
Exactly,
not
sir.
true at all, because you are not a BBA honors graduate. You are not going in a business role. They will look for a BBA honors or an MBA for business, marketing, finance, HR operations role. You are a lawyer, and here your legal skills, whether you are even a 3-year LLB graduate or a BA LLB graduate or a BBA LLB graduate or a BCom LLB graduate, it's all one and the same thing for a recruiter when it comes to a job in corporate legal department or a law firm. And also, I must add, the law firms and corporate legal jobs are a very small, I should say, share of jobs in the legal field. Law is a diverse and vast field. And a lot of legal profession, actually the majority of legal profession is in courtrooms, in legal practice, in litigation. It absolutely doesn't matter, be it the litigation in the Supreme Court and the High Court, the higher judiciary, or be it litigation at the district and sessions court or Mufassil courts, that you have got a LLB degree or a BA, BBA, LLB degree. It doesn't matter. The same thing in judiciary. We have around 16, 17,000 judges in our country in the lower judiciary, and another, say, 7, 800 judges in the higher judiciary. Doesn't matter. So an LLB degree is as good. So what matters is how good the law school is and how you are trained to become a lawyer and to study law, to research law, in a way to write, to speak, how learned you have become in this process to act as a professional. And law schools play a great role in this. And law school like Jindal, where some 330 faculty members are recruited from some 25 different countries of the world, where you have lawyers who are trained in multiple jurisdictions. It's a completely different experience. Whether you do a 3-year LLB or you study a 5-year law, when you graduate, you are a completely new individual. So I actually gave a lengthy answer, but I wanted to cover more things other than just the BA, BBA, LLB part.
No, sir, that was really helpful. And most students are confused at the start of their college that whether they should opt for BA LLB or BBA LLB. But I'm sure that is very helpful. The second question that most of the students face is many of them are passionate enough to become lawyers, but they do not know what exactly the skill is required to become a successful lawyer in life. So, what is it? What is that skill set that is required to become a proficient lawyer?
You know, that's a very serious question, and
Yes, sir.
there is no one uniform answer to it. But I must say, few things, few skills, few attributes, I will say, in the personality must be there if you are keen about studying law. One of them is you must be having a sense of justice and becoming a part of the justice delivery system in our society. A keen sense of justice and fairness and equity. That is an important thing because a lawyer is unlike other professionals. It's not just another job. It's not just another professional degree, say like an MBA, to get a job in a company. A lawyer is an officer of the courts. A lawyer is, in a way, responsible to bring justice in the case he or she is handling. He's not just a lawyer of his client. As an officer of the court, the onus on a lawyer and also a member of a profession. So it's a profession. And that is the most important thing about choosing law. You are in a way choosing a life. And once you are a lawyer for life. Even if you are doing other things, you can find a lot of lawyers doing politics or business or various other things. But the skills you learn while studying law remain critical in whatever you do. The other skills is you should be a keen reader and writer and a speaker. Not necessarily all three, but of course, 2 of the 3 you should be. You should be a good reader and writer. The law is about becoming a learned person. If you look at the, if you ever go to the High Court or Supreme Court in a proceeding, the judges address the lawyers as learned counsel. So learned counsel said this or this in particular case. Every lawyer who appear in those courts are considered to be learned person. a lawyer or a lawman is certainly different from a layman. You have to have the full knowledge of the legal provisions, whether you are representing an individual, a company, a corporation, any organization, any institution. So, this process of becoming a learned person requires your ability to read, write, reflect, and also your ability to speak and represent in the different forums when you get that opportunity. So these are some basic skills. And of course, those students who do not want to study much, or those who are not very keen about becoming a knowledgeable, because lawyer is a knowledge professional. You actually lead your life and you earn your livelihood by becoming a knowledgeable professional and support for anybody who comes to you in the time of their crisis and stress. Lawyers are needed when in the whole world, when you don't find anybody to bank upon, when you are in deep trouble, when your personal liberty is being taken away, when you are being jailed, or when you are being arrested, or when your company is being wound up, when you are in deep trouble, you remember lawyers. Lawyers are most important professionals that way, who help and save the society in all their troubles and in the time of their misery. When nobody is there to rescue, a lawyer is. So, for that,
Yes,
you
indeed.
have to become a learned person, a knowledgeable person, a person who can help the client, who can help the person in distress to achieve justice for him, to achieve relief for him. So, a lawyer is like a doctor. He gives the relief to your body by relieving the pain or suffering or the physical suffering. A lawyer provides relief to any individual or company or corporation when you are it relates to your right to life, right to liberty, right to do business. When your rights are violated, when you are attacked in some way or other by government, by individuals, by anybody, law comes to your rescue. So it's a very, very responsible position. Being a lawyer is not an easy profession, not an easy job. So those who are looking for easy jobs, those who are looking for easy life or easy money, they should rather go for doing some other things, maybe doing a business or getting into other professions, not choosing law. Choosing law means you are choosing to uh, be a part of the justice delivery system and commit yourself to build a rule of law society and to help your client in a legal way to get relief from whatever issues he or she or it is facing.
That was really, really well said, sir. Now even I think that why have I joined engineering? I should have also done LLB. It was
Oh,
really helpful. Yes, sir.
I mean, law is indeed a great education option. Today, unfortunately, the option to study law after you are in a job or those things are limited because law is now a
Yes, sir.
full-time program. But in old times, even when I studied law, Delhi University has evening classes, which happened in
Oh,
the 6 to 9 p.m. in the evening. And I remember one of the Joint Commissioner of Police in Delhi Police was one of our batchmates who came in the evening after his duty was over. Uh,
oh,
he came to study law and he actually completed his LLB. A lot of officers in the government, a lot of executives in companies. But now Bar Council of India has closed the evening classes anywhere, including Delhi University. So
yes, sir.
that
Yes.
option is not there.
And so, adding to this question, Apart from the traditional career path of becoming a criminal and a corporate royal lawyer that we all think of, what are the other emerging unconventional career paths for an aspiring lawyer?
See, in today's time, only 10% of the class, which is graduating from good law schools,
Yes.
choose to go to the courtroom. In
Oh,
general, the ratio is a little better. A lot of our graduates actually join practice in Delhi High Court, in a lot of high courts. I know Bombay High Court, in Madras High Court, in the Supreme Court, in higher judiciary. A lot of our students go and join seniors and chambers of established lawyers, and even the government lawyers, the offices of advocate generals and solicitor general and attorney general even. But they are not more than, say, 10% in a typical good law school, or 15%.
so why is that? Why
The
is the ratio so low?
maybe because the initial years of practice doesn't pay you that well, and you get much more money and salary when you join a corporate legal job, and particularly if you join a law firm like Cyril Amarchand or Shardul Amarchand or Khetan and Company or Trilegal or Luthra and Luthra. There are quite a few law firms who
Yes, sir.
are more like business houses in themselves. There are more than 500 lawyers or 700 lawyers working in one firm. And still, our law firms are yet to achieve their full potential, because globally, there are law firms where 5,000 lawyers work together. If you look at the large law firms like White and Case in the US, so our law firms are still growing, but we also have some 10 great law firms where some 500 or 400 lawyers work together. And these law firms pay really well. I mean, a fresh
Okay.
graduate who is hardly, say, 22-year-old, 23-year-old, if they are getting paid a salary of, say, 1 lakh rupees a month, or 1.5 lakh rupees a month, or 2 lakh rupees a month, I mean, it's generally from 12 to 18 lakh per year is the salary package offered by a good law firm in our country. So a lot of students, think that this could be a better track. The other area where a lot of lawyers are working is corporate legal departments. So every company, every corporation need lawyers. They have legal teams. Some of them have large legal teams. Banks and insurance companies, for example, a State Bank of India, it may be having 500 or 1,000 lawyers working for them, or for that matter, HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank, or a company like Tata Sons. Tata Sons has a large legal department. So, corporate legal departments are another area where lawyers are actually going in good numbers. The A lot of lawyers also choose to work in the social sector. If you look at the NGO world, the non-governmental organizations, the intergovernmental organizations, the United Nations system, the UN agencies, UN bodies, you'll find a lot of lawyers choosing that path. And because it's immensely satisfying, where you can see the contribution of your work in terms of social and social development, and you derive a lot of satisfaction. Some of the largest NGOs in the world, and even in India, you must have heard about, say, Transparency International or Amnesty International,
Yes,
or
sir.
in India there is a Human Rights Law Network, or there are even think tanks like Vidhi Center for Legal Policy. A lot of them, it's all set up by lawyers. Lawyers found it, run it, and make it viable, and even they assist the government in their policies. So, lawyers as policy makers is also something, a new development, but it's a prominent development. Other field where lawyers go and work is even the government. Government needs a lot of lawyers. Actually, 1/3 of government is judiciary. If you look at the system which we have, the governance of the country is divided in legislature, executive, and judiciary. Now, judiciary is solely reserved for lawyers. Judiciary means the system of courts. So, be it higher judiciary or lower judiciary, it's only a lawyer can join a judiciary. But, I mean, a non-lawyer who is eligible for executive and legislature has no entry in judiciary. A lawyer has entry in both. If you look at any legislature, be it parliament, be it state assemblies, you'll find a lot of lawyers as prominent politicians and ministers, and representing political parties, and even in leading the country in different ways. So I must say, law teaches leadership in a big way, and the lawyers who are trained in law schools become leaders in whatever field they choose. In the US, even if you find a lot of lawyers in pure corporate administration, it is said that half of the Fortune 500 CEOs are having JD or LLB degrees. The JD is the Juris Doctorate degree of the US. So they are lawyers running big corporations.
So lawyers are everywhere.
That is true. And so, our Vice Chancellor, Professor C. Rajkumar, who also is the founder of the law school and the university, who approached Mr. Naveen Jindal way back when he was a professor in Hong Kong, and convinced him, and founded the law school and the university with him, says that law is the new liberal arts. So it's like, if you study law, you are like a liberal arts graduate who can diversify in any area of work. You are not just limited to one particular chosen career path. And this is actually
indeed, sir.
more diversifying today.
Yes, indeed. So, because of the time constraint, we would have loved to hear you more, sir. But because of the time
I
constraint,
think I should answer some more questions where,
yes, sir, exactly.
yeah,
That was I about to say.
yeah, please.
So,
And I will
so
try to be brief. I mean, yeah, please.
yes, sir. So, sir, most of the students are asking about if they haven't given the LSAT exam, what is their option now?
See, if you have passed class 12 and want to study law, you have missed the LSAT exam. The option to study at Jindal is joining BA Legal Studies Honors Program. It's a 3-year undergraduate degree, where after 2 years of your studies, if you have performed well in the first and second year, you will be even considered for an offer of admission in the LLB program at Jindal itself. And Jindal has one of the finest 3-year LLB program. So this 3+3 pathway is available at Jindal Global Law School. You can join 3-year BA honors in legal studies. At the same time, you are eligible to join other law colleges which offer a 5-year law degree, where entrance exams are yet to be held. Many of them admit through the Common Law Admission Test, or CLAT, which is also used by national law universities. So you should write those exams. At Jindal, you should explore studying the BA honors in legal studies, because 5-year law admission process is closed, and only those who have written the entrance exam, they are eligible for admission.
So, one candidate also asked about any scholarships that
Yes,
Jindal offers.
yes, we have a scholarship scheme. There are 8 scholarships in every program, which are quite prestigious. One is what we call Naveen Jindal Young Global Scholarship, where a student is given 1-year tuition fee spread over all 5 years in a scholarship. We have 2 Shalu Jindal Outstanding Women Scholarship, where 2 girl candidates are given scholarships. There are 5 scholarships where outstanding merit scholarship based on the entrance exam score. And then we have Savitri Jindal scholarships, which we award on merit cum means basis. So for that, you have to be in top 5% of test takers. Unless you have a 95 percentile score in LSAT exam, I don't think you will come in the scholarship list. And if you have 95 percentile score in LSAT or above, means your score is ranging between 95.00 to 99.99, and your parental income is less than 30 lakh per year. We have put a parental income cap because we believe the benefit of a scholarship should be given to those who need it and who may not otherwise afford or to study at Jindal. So the income criteria should be met. So it's basically merit cum means a scholarship. All scholarships at Jindal, merit is determined by the entrance exam. Means is determined by the parental income criteria, where it should be less than 30 lakh per year.
I think, sir, most of the questions have been answered by your session as well as Mr. Deepu, sir. And
Yes, I know.
So that was a really, really lovely session, sir. Thank you so much for being with us. It was really amazing, and I hope most of the questions of our candidates have been answered. And if they are not, they can contact us anytime for any queries. We would be really happy to answer them. And once again, sir, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Mr. Deepu, sir.
I will Shubham, I will encourage the students to visit our website of the University and Law School.
Yes,
they
please.
Can come to Jindal Global Law School website, jgls.edu.in, and they can find most of the information in related to admissions, placements, internships. Our students also secure jobs in almost every leading law firm in this country every year. They're in large numbers in Cyrilla Merchant or Khetan or Shadula Merchant, all the big law firms. So all this information they can find on our website. And before I leave, I should say, write JSAT Law, that is the test which is being conducted on a daily basis, apply for it, and be a part of the law school if you qualify the test and receive an offer of admission.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope everyone will go on the Jindal website for their any queries. And it was a great session, and it was very lovely to have you. I hope we'll connect again sometime in near future for these sessions again.
Sure. It's my pleasure, Shubham, and all the very best to you.
Thank you so much, sir.
All the students who attended this session.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Jindal Global Law School of OP Jindal Global University was founded in 2009 as the first school of JGU. The vision was to establish a world-class law school in India to fulfill the need for providing legal education that is comparable to the best institutions in the world. It was a visionary idea. It was a transformative journey. In 2009, Jindal Global Law School began its first academic session with 112 students and 21 faculty members. Today, the law school has over 325 faculty members and 3,000 students who are pursuing an interdisciplinary education with over 200 elective courses being offered in the spring of 2020, out of which 105 are interdisciplinary in nature. Living up to being India's first global law school, JGLS imparts a rigorous and holistic education with a view to producing world-class lawyers, judges, scholars, leaders, public servants and entrepreneurs. and people who can achieve excellence in all walks of life. Jindal Global Law School provides a rich curriculum, opportunities for research and international collaborations with universities across the world, all with a global perspective through a faculty drawn from and educated throughout the world. Out of the 328 faculty members, 270 faculty members come with international qualifications, including 39 international faculty representing 21 countries. In the past 10 years, our faculty members have to their credit 827 publications that include peer-reviewed journal articles, books, chapters, and op-eds. JGLS offers unique courses that are meant to inspire young minds to pursue the cause of law and justice. There are 5 unique features in the courses taught at JGLS. First, the courses provide the jurisprudential foundations of law with a focus on case study method. Second, JGLS offers interdisciplinary courses in the study of law with strong emphasis on humanities and social sciences. Third is a substantive commitment to promote the study of international law and comparative law while studying domestic law courses. Fourth, there is an institutional policy that promotes clinical legal education courses for experiential learning. And fifth, the coursework assignments that are given to students in many courses expect research papers. JGU has MOUs with prominent universities to provide semester exchanges, study abroad programs, and dual degrees, paving way for extraordinary opportunities for the students. The growth trajectory of student opportunities at JGLS has been phenomenal. In 2012, 2 students were a part of the student mobility effort. Today, the semester exchange, short-term study abroad, LLM pathway, and JD dual degree programs of JGLS has reached 194 students in 2019. Apart from student exchange programs, JGLS has collaborated with leading universities across the world on faculty exchange programs, joint research, joint conferences, and joint legal clinics. JGLS has 215 collaborations with top universities and law schools in more than 50 countries. Universities such as Oxford, Harvard, Indiana, Cornell, Columbia, Stanford, Sydney, Queen Mary London, and many other reputed universities have partnered with JGLS, truly making JGLS India's first and best global law school. Our students are active in national and international mooting and debating competitions, winning accolades at many prestigious mooting events. Between 2011 and 2020, the students have won 16 moot competitions in India and abroad, been finalists in 7 with 17 individual awards under various categories. Over the years, our alumni has been placed in reputed law firms, corporates, not-for-profit organizations, think tanks, government organizations, judiciary and litigation chambers. In 2019, 48% of our students were recruited by legal firms, 16% by litigation chambers, 6% were placed in various corporates, 8% chose to go for higher education, 6% were employed in research, academia and NGOs, 2% in business and entrepreneurship, and 14% of the students took employment in government judiciary and others. As part of their experiential learning, students undertake legal clinical courses at JGLS. Since 2009, 57 clinical courses have been offered, with 21 courses in rural governance, justice and citizen participation, 12 courses in human rights, 10 in gender and sexuality, 4 in public health, 3 each in hate crimes and socio-economic rights, 1 course each in national human rights clinics, rural governance clinic, IP law, democracy and citizens' participation. JGLS has emerged as India's truly global law school, where institutional vision meets with individual aspiration to achieve transformation.
Raj, it's all congratulations to you, the entire team at OP Jindal Global University, because really, I mean, one can make the building or have a plan to build a world-class university, but it's really all of you who have worked day and night with so much of passion and so much of interest and so much of commitment to the cause, which has made it possible for Jindal University to achieve all this in such a short span of time. I'm sure my father would be really proud and be smiling that the university is doing so well and our students are doing so well. I'm glad that we have taken these rankings very seriously. I really believe that India must have world-class institutions. We have world-class students, world-class talent, and our students deserve the best. So I'm glad that Jindal University is playing this role under your dynamic leadership, and you have such a wonderful professors. So I'd like to congratulate our Vice Chancellor, all the professors, all the teachers and the faculty and the staff of OP Jindal Global University for putting in their best, for giving it their best, and obviously all our wonderful students, their parents, because who have trusted us with their children to come and study with us. So a big thank you to everyone, and a big thank you to QS Rankings for for guiding us and for giving us this opportunity.